clearly we've got to the point where we are now based on a lot of technology, which is helping us become more productive. We've been talking this morning about the issues for the future and how increasingly we're going to need to collaborate with people inside and outside the organisation, across different cultures, using a variety of devices and technologies. But the bottom line is we need to provide the infrastructure and the culture and the processes that allow us to exploit new tools as they become available and help us move information around the organisation and outside and absorb that inside. So we've got a huge challenge ahead of us, in as much as there's a massive explosion in data and data types and forms, there's a massive explosion in the number of people globally who are going to be working. The workplaces, the population simply moved from 3 billion to 9 billion over 100 years. We've got economies doubling in size from 63 trillion to 130 trillion worldwide in just 20 years. So the explosion of participants in the workplace is just changing what we do and how we do it and where we do it and who we do it with.
The challenge is to be able to use this energy that comes from all these kinds of places together, channel it in one go to make our business work. And that has always been a challenge for us. We think that if we are more open-minded, more forward-looking, then we'll be able not only to keep on attracting these people from all over the world with new ideas and new innovative, creative mindsets, but then we also be able to use them to bring ICC to the point where we are more and more relevant technologically in the world. So this is a change that we anticipated, is a change that we are working every year to accommodate.
The key tension comes from the employees demanding flexibility and flexible working practices and using the tools and the technologies that they are comfortable with, and IT providing that flexibility but maintaining control over the data. The office infrastructure is effectively now seen more as an access point, a facility to access data from whatever device you're working on, wherever you're working. So rather than being something that's in place that people go to work and work on, that infrastructure is something that facilitates access to data. But not just access to data, but access inside the business and outside the business, so a bi-directional thing, so people can access data that's stored elsewhere with equal ease to that that's stored internally in a business. The key thing again from an IT, and the challenge that comes from the IT perspective, is ensuring that those transactions are performed in the most secure way possible to ensure that the data integrity and any intellectual property is protected.
So the challenge is, what are you going to do that you can do within the cost constraints that you have? And I think obviously prioritising is a key issue. What are organisations going to start with doing? And the IDC research has shown how document-related knowledge worker processes have a lot of room to make cost savings in terms of efficiency. Now, in order to accept these cost savings, of course, your organisation needs to have a focus on productivity. It needs to understand the value of productivity from a monetary perspective and be focused on improving that. Not in a way of, tying people down and clock watching and checking numbers of emails and that sort of thing and kind of imposing metrics on people, but in terms of these are intelligent people, these are knowledge workers, they have a lot of information that's useful, they need to come up with their own ideas, they need to share those ideas, they need to work together to produce good things for your business. How do you support them to do that in the most efficient way and thus make the best use of their valuable time?
People nowadays have a work-life balance, and I think being able to work from a remote location means that I can get more done. So having productivity software and access to the documents I need that I can share inside and outside the firewall makes me a lot more productive. Being able to work flexible as well means that I can have more face-to-face meetings, and while I'm doing that I can also review documents, I can edit them, send them back for review and get them approved and quickly move on to the next project that I have going.